What is next for YNW Melly? As of right now, the state has already announced their plans to retry him for the double murder or the double homicide of his childhood best friends. Which, of course, the state wasn't going to drop it so quickly or so easily. They're going to try and fry this nigga at all costs. They don't give a fuck how much taxpayer money they're going to have to waste to do it. They're just going to continue trying. I don't see him really getting out of a second trial. Maybe even a third trial if the same result happens. I mean, there's one guy, I forgot who he is. He's some like millionaire, billionaire that they're trying to get him on, I think, tax evasion and money laundering. And he's going through like his third trial right now. Let me see if I can pull up that story. But the state has a hard on for Melly. And they're not looking to let go of this so quickly or so easily, which, I mean, think about it. If you're the DA, why would you? You know, you let somebody get off with 2 murders, you're going to look like an idiot. Now, if the jury finds him not guilty, then that's different. You know, then we can sit back and we could have this discussion of should he have even been retried. But as long as the state doesn't get the result they want, I think they're ultimately going to continue retrying him. And if he does get found not guilty, I don't know if the state can appeal that. I don't believe they can. But if they can, they probably are going to try to appeal it realistically because they don't want to let him go by any means. And it's very, very clear. I think right now, Melly needs to continue doing what he's been doing, which is, you know, sitting in jail, eating his hot dog and beans. I don't think he's working out because he doesn't look much different from when he went in there, I'll be honest. He might have gained some weight from all the snacks and chips and cookies and bullshit they sell in there, but I think his family and his manager, more than anyone else, needs to remain off of social media or remain radio silent when it comes to this case. Because all this talk of Melly's coming home and Melly didn't do this and that, the jury can interpret that however they choose to. And if I'm not mistaken, 100K Track, Melly's manager, actually is believed to have taken possession and discarded of the alleged murder weapon. So if I was 100K Track, I would just be keeping my fucking mouth shut, frankly, because it's not a good look either way. I see his mom, you know, his mom's been praying for him and she's been sending him well wishes on social media, which is very, very nice. You know, it's good that at least he still has that level of family support. I mean, a case can be made to say that that's simply because he's the breadwinner. I don't know if that's the case, but it seems like it's genuine. I mean, I got to meet his brother B Slime about a week or 2 ago, and I also saw his mom, and you know, they were having a good time at the event we were at. But overall, you know, you could see that she's been dealing with a lot of pain since Melly turned himself in, and it's only been getting worse and worse for him. I mean, I hear right now he doesn't have any real phone privileges in jail. I'm not sure how true that is. I've heard he's had numerous privileges actually stripped of him. So, you know, it's not like his jail life is very easy. I mean, I think he's in solitary now, or he's in the box, as they call it. I think he's basically in a room by himself. No windows, one bed, maybe a couple of books and, you know, some snacks. But other than that, I mean, it's not like Melly has any real amenities behind the walls. So, yeah, I can imagine what she's going through as a parent, having to watch him go through this. Because, I mean, I put my mom through the same thing. And thankfully, my situation, you know, wasn't even a tenth as bad as Melly's situation is. But you hate to, well, you know, you hate to see it. And especially if you're his family and you believe that he's innocent of this, then you're going to feel some type of way about the way the guards in there are treating him. And the way the jail is kind of just failing to tend to his medical necessities. Like, I think at one point they said he'd gotten a tooth infection, but they wouldn't let him consult an outside doctor for it. And I'm just like, that seems almost unethical on the side of the jail. Because I could tell you guys right now from experience, the dentists that they use in Broward County, and if they're not pulling your teeth out your mouth, they're not doing anything for you. Like, they're not giving you cleanings. They're not doing fillings. They're not, they're not doing root canals and shit. Bro, if they're not literally physically pulling your teeth out your mouth, they're not going to help you. So I just thought that was pretty shitty how they kind of left him hanging on that one, or left him for dead with that situation. But yeah, I think the family and more importantly, his manager and his label execs need to just remain off of social media. Obviously, his lawyers aren't, going online and making any crazy statements about the case, which is good. They seem like they know what the fuck they're doing, or because I think they're up against such a great battle. I think they don't want to do anything to even potentially risk shit going more left than it already has, which is very, very smart. I think Melly has one of the best defense teams, the best legal defense teams I've seen in modern day. And I hope I don't sound like I'm glazing with that, but it seems like he got a pretty good defense team for the most part. I mean, if they were able to instill enough doubt in a jury that the jury could not come to a unanimous decision on whether Melly was guilty or not, then I think we're dealing with some pretty experienced and pretty wise attorneys. But yeah, if I'm Melly, I'm keeping my head down. I'm telling those I love and those around me to do the same. I'm in my Bible constantly. I'm saying my prayers each and every day, and I'm fasting, and I'm doing whatever I got to do to get out of this situation. But he got to leave it in God's hands at this point. God and his legal defense. Because they seem like they know what they're doing. So he should be fine with them. It's just, the only thing that's up for, I guess, questioning now is how are they going to handle this second trial? Because on both the prosecutor and the defense's side, they've gone through this battle already. They pretty much know what's on the table and what arguments can be made and what's going to get brought up. So it's going to be a lot easier, I would think, for the defense to be able to defend their victim. I mean, to defend their client. But, we also have to take into account that now the prosecutor has a better understanding of how the defense can refute certain arguments. So the prosecution can tiptoe around certain points at the second trial to not even give the defense a chance to combat certain things. But we'll see how it plays out. If Melly did it, he's going to have to fry. Sad to say. But if his defense can prove that he did not, or if the defense is able to create enough reasonable doubt, Melly might be able to finally go home. We'll see what happens.